Salt Lake City, Utah. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Porzingis is out there with Hardaway. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Pau Gasol. And it's Russell in at the point guard. And for the Jazz, they've got Nowitzki. Roy out there with Parker. Then there's Stojakovic. And it's Doherty in at center. Now here's Roy. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. Hardaway passes to Russell. From deep, Jordan. Rebound, Utah.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Parker finds Nowitzki. Mark, you and I were looking at the rosters. Both these teams very deep, so there's a lot of fouls to give tonight.
Yeah, that's a great observation by you, Kevin. And when you have that kind of circumstance where your bench is deep, it allows you, I think, to bring an aggressive mindset in terms of how you're going to defend and how you're not going to allow easy baskets because you're able to foul and not be so concerned about foul trouble.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early because that can get you cooked.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Jordan. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Taking it up strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
That's well done there. I mean, don't even give him a chance to get to the block. Get in tight and finish at the rim.
Now here's Parker to the inside. Nowitzki. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Hardaway dishes to Jordan. Pass to Gasol. Russell against Parker. Pass to Hardaway. Hits it from three-point range.
Yeah, and Hardaway there squared up from distance. He is as reliable as it gets from outside.
Nowitzki, the pass to Stojakovic. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Roy against Jordan. Shot clock at 5. Here's Stojakovic. And it's in there.
Yes, he did. The floor awareness of Nowitzki, admirable. Does a stellar job working the ball over to the open man.
Hardaway finds Russell. Hardaway goes in. Some solid defense from Doherty.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Nowitzki, the pass to Parker. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Russell. With 1 on the clock. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's Dallas. They lead by 1. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
You know, I think they're going to be happy with how they played here early on.
I agree with you. I mean, they hit the ground running, had a strong start to the game, but they're hoping they can manage the rest of the way.
The Mavericks leading. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Utah, they've got Kyle Korver, Anderson Varejao out there with Tatum. Then there's Williamson, and it's Marbury in at the point. Here's Fisher. 6 on the shot clock. Second shot opportunity. Rebounded by Korver. And it's Utah's ball. Pass to Marbury. Now here's Williamson. He's covered by Fisher. Here's Korver. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And Korver is a fantastic scorer. Even when the D is on him, he makes these interior shots look easy with that quick release.
Marbury, good. Marbury's got the lead up to 3 now for the Jazz. And so it's Dallas with him.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
1:46 left in the first half. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Korver. The pass to Marbury. It's rebounded by Dallas.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
Pass to Tatum. Here's Marbury. Pulls up on the wing, and that's good for 2. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Pau Gasol is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Green comes in for Warren. Heroes checked in for Richard Hamilton. Hardaway is subbed in for Derek Fisher. Now here's Parker after the miss from Pau Gasol. Parker surveying the floor. 5 to shoot. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Hardaway with the bounce pass. Ibaka, no luck.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Fades. He's off on that one.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
And so it's Utah heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. They never trailed by more than 3 points. And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Mark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys, it's about trying to posterize them.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well saying, oh my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight?
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and then the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams, and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
On the floor for Dallas, Porzingis is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Hardaway. Then it's Russell, and it's Jordan in at the 2.
Despite the wiry frame, taking it up strong inside, and D'Angelo will get free throws.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for Utah. They lead by 4. Jordan against Roy. And stolen by Jordan. And here's the fast break. Jordan lead. Whoa!
Hey, watch out now. Watch out.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, I tell you what, guys, the young kids like to say, that's doing too much. That falls into that category. That was too much.
Both teams deciding to change it up. The Mavericks shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Outside, Russell. For the tie. Goes back up. It counts. And the foul. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that.
Yet another advantage to having size in the backcourt. D'Angelo strong on the glass.
The Mavericks have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Verajao comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And it's Korver in for Brandon Roy. And Dallas also making a switch. Hamilton's checked in. Passes it to Stojakovic. From downtown, it's hauled in by Warren.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
You talk about the quiet producers in the league. T.J. Warren is one of the first names that come to mind.
The last few seasons, Warren has come close to chipping in 20 points a game. Doesn't do anything flashy, but he just hits his shots and piles up the points on a nightly basis. Excellent box out there, keeping himself between the man and the basket.
Korver, good.
Yeah, I like watching Korver run in transition. Terrific at knowing where to go in these situations.
Pass to Jordan. Over Korver. Dallas again missing.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
And the pass to Stojakovic. Buries the long-range jumper. Now it's a 4-point Jazz lead.
And how about that quick-fire release from Stojakovic? Just a tremendous shooter. The D has to get up on him, even as the pass is coming his way.
He gets it in there.
How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
Here's Marbury. Outside Korver. Over Jordan. And no good on the last second attempt this time. 3/4 of... And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Tatum out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Jeff Hornacek. Then it's Brandon Roy. And it's Doherty in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group right now for Utah. Back to Green. Pass to Fisher. Clock at 6. That shot missing. Good work defensively by Hornacek. Utah leading. Passes to Nowitzki. And here's Roy. Now Hornacek. Pass to Doherty. Fires at the elbow. He can't get it to go. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Porzingis against Roy. Porzingis with the ball. To tie it up. Roy with the rebound. The Jazz shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Back to Hornacek. And there's the pass to Nowitzki. He kicks to Roy. It's rebounded by Dallas. Green inside the three-point line. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, D'Angelo Russell.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Peja Stojakovic, he's checked in for Jason Tatum. And Parker subbed in for Jeff Hornacek. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the last break, I heard Quinn Snyder talking with his team. If this game's still up for grabs, he told his team, hey, we're in position to take this one, guys. Let's stay focused and stay together, and we'll get it done. We'll see how it plays out, Kevin.
Buries it from outside.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Parker with the bounce pass. Here's Nowitzki. No good on that one. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Jordan dishes to Hardaway. 17 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now here's Porzingis. From deep three-point range, the offensive rebound. Good!
And that's why Gasol's teammates trust him. His ability to hit these shots time and time again is what makes him such a special player.
Utah calls timeout. They trail by 3. 3 seconds left in the fourth. Outside Stojakovic. Count it! A tremendous three to tie it up.
And Stojakovic, a super sniper. He can knock it down from anywhere, but the three ball is his special.
Dallas calls timeout. To win it. Oh, and he had a chance to win it right there, but couldn't get it to fall. And that's going to do it for regulation. So, well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ball game. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. So Dallas will get the first possession. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Utah, Roy out there with Tony Parker. Then there's Doherty. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Stojakovic in at the small forward. Parker against Hardaway. Parker outside. Roy kicks to Parker. Nowitzki in the post. Headed by Porzingis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Nowitzki's so crafty at using the pump fake to his advantage. Can't leave your feet around him if you're on defense. You got to stay down.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1. And so Nowitzki knows both of them.
And he doesn't let the pressure get to him. Cool and confident from the line.
And here's Russell. Pass to Porzingis. that time. Nice D from Nowitzki. Passes it to Stojakovic. Back to Parker. And that one hits back iron. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Here's Hardaway. Porzingis kicks to Hardaway. That three off the mark. Game could be on the line right here.
It's now or never.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Parker with the bounce pass. Pass to Roy. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the three. No good from three-point territory. And so the timeout here taken by Rick Carlisle. Russell over to the wing. Porzingis, that's a two.
You know what, guys? You want the ball in Porzingis' hands in clutch moment. Why? He's an impact player.
And the Jazz call time here. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, tough situation here, but they do have enough time to get a catch and shoot. It's going to have to be very quick, but they do have time.
Outside Stojakovic. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. So a close game sees Dallas taking this one. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Yeah, probably.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for Philadelphia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, and thanks for joining us on this fine Thursday afternoon. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Chamberlain is out there with Caron Butler. Then there's Howard. Then there's Bradley Beal. And it's Bing in at the point. And for Philadelphia, Anthony is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Cooper. Then it's Divac. And it's Johnson in at the point. Outside Anthony. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Butler. Bing. Up against Chamberlain. Over Love. Chamberlain down low. They double team Chamberlain. 5 on the clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Lets it go from deep. Wow, drew the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. Chicago shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
There should be plenty of fireworks out in the backcourt tonight in this one. Of the guards you played alongside, who was the best combination passer scorer?
Oh, man, Kev, he put me on the hot seat. That's a tough one. I just got to give everybody
You played with a lot of them,
out.
though, didn't you? Huh?
I know, man. I didn't know it was going to be a test today. I got to go with my boy Rod Strickland when I played with him at the Wizards. I think he's the best finisher ever, and he led the league in assists. My boy Jay Will, shout out to White Chocolate. I mean, he is one of the most creative players I ever played with, but he could shoot it from deep. He was a guy that liked to shoot it from Curry Lamb, and he could pass it. And then lastly, I'd have to, of course, go with my man Mike Bibby. Mike Bibby could do it all. So I've been blessed to play and fortunate to play with some great scorers and combination passers in this league.
3 terrific names. Howard, good.
I love the energy Howard plays with. It feels like no one can contain him on the way up.
The 76ers off to a slow start. 7-point differential. Howard with the steal. Teardrop shot. Chamberlain. Rebound Love. And Love's got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. Still without a basket in the game. And stolen by Howard. Here's Bing. Dishes to Beal. From outside the arc. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, Greg, they've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor. Just in total control so far.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
And you know, you don't hear a lot of talk about it, but Brad Beal is one of the top shooting guards in our league. The scoring, the playmaking he provides is really right there amongst the elite.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Scott finds Rubio. The pass to Perkins. 6 to shoot. Here's DeRozan. And that one goes long.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
Robinson passes to Chamberlain. Over Green. Chamberlain with the basket.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Going for the juggler right off the bat. I mean, jumping out to an impressive early lead.
Now here's DeRozan. Here's Perkins, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And an overpowering first quarter effort, already a double-digit advantage. Bulls lead by 12. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Bulls guys have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Governing the split of second chance opportunities, Jay. I mean, that's what has them in the lead after one.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Perkins out there with Green. Then it's Ricky Rubio. Then it's DeRozan. And it's Scott in at the 2 guard.
And the Bulls Bills last year, Kevin, had a lot of holes in their teams. They struggled on offense as well as defense, and their lack of outside shooting was one of their bigger issues.
Got that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from DeMar DeRozan. And Chicago has possession. Robinson passes to Wilkes. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Pass to Chamberlain. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts. See, Webb, the Bulls last year, bottom 2 offense in the league.
Yeah, only slightly better than the Knicks. I mean, you know, Kevin, injuries hurt. They had to suit up 22 different players last year. But overall, this team has a lot of work to do on the offensive end to improve. Yeah, Kevin, and think about this. The Sixers last season took the Raptors to 7 games in the Eastern semis. That buzzer-beating series ending fall-away jumper 4 times bouncing on the rim by Kawhi. Philly hoping to go further this time.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Evans is checked in for Perkins. Kevin Love comes in for Green. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Johnson in for Ricky Rubio. And for the Sixers, 2 consecutive seasons, Chris, getting knocked out in the second round. How did they get over the hump?
Well, Kevin, first you want to start with health. And then after, can you guys stay healthy? How about the chemistry? The East is wide open. They have the talent to beat anybody.
Now Johnson. Bradley Beal missing from long range. And it's sent back by Howard.
You got to be aware of Howard at all times, especially on defense, where he makes his living blocking shots.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
Scott. The 76ers again can't hit it. The Bulls leading by 13. Lets a floater go. Bing can't hit.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and gotten the perfect position to alter the shot.
Now here's Johnson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 4 on the clock. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Howard's got his 5th rebound in this one. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Bing can't hit. For Philadelphia, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Anthony with it. Three-pointer. Sinks the three-pointer. Anthony's got his first 3 points of the game.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
And thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, well, Chicago was looking great right away. Looking absolutely unstoppable off the tee. And that'll...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Chris, you know a little something about that power forward position. Who do you think will be the best at that position in let's say, 3-5 years from now?
Wow, it may be who's the best at that position now will continue to be, and that's Anthony Davis. He can do it all. He was a point guard in high school, and what that gave him was ball handling skills, lateral quickness, and a mentality of a small guy. And we all want that as big fellas, that mentality, because you have the height. You just need to believe that you can do it on all ends of the floor, and he can do it defensively, offensively. He can coach. He could be your trainer as well, get guys healthy. I think AD could do it all.
Good explanation. So for Chicago right now, they've got Caron Butler. Howard is out there with Chamberlain. Then there's Bradley Beal, and it's Bing in at the point guard position. He dishes it to Beal. Over Cooper. Kept alive. Here's Howard. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up. Howard's got 6 points.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Johnson can't hit.
and pulled out all the stops to fight his way inside, but the D just was not giving in.
He does all the little things. I mean, he does the big things. I mean, he's got them in front with another outstanding performance.
Well, with all the youth the Bulls had, the team wanted to bring in some veterans over the summer.
Yeah, and that's something that needed to happen, GA. I mean, the team had some room in free agency to fill out some leadership roles, but in Chicago, it's still a major market. The vets would love to come and play for the Windy City.
And the 76ers with some changes. Green, he's checked in for Divac. DeMar DeRozan comes in for Kevin Love. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Magic Johnson. Now here's Anthony. Just 5 on the clock. Kicks it out to Rubio. Over Robinson. The 76ers again can't hit it. Chicago leading by 14. Wilkes the pass to Robinson. Looking for Anthony and gets it there. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. The teardrop falls in. 5 points in the game.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Now here's Howard. He has 6. They double team Howard. Harper against Rubio. And here is Howard. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Chamberlain got the lead up to 14 now for the Bulls.
And I'll tell you, the combination of agility, wingspan, and stamina, very difficult to keep Wilt from scoring off those misses.
Now here's Anthony. He's got 5. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Pass to Wilkes. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Robinson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bulls out front, leading by 17. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, it's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play. Out of bounds.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got Kevin Love. Johnson is out there with Byron Scott. Then there's Divac, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Here's Bing. Bulls moving the ball around. Chamberlain against Love. To the wing on the left. Takes a 3. Offensive rebound.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Johnson kicks to DeRozan. Kicks it out to Johnson. The tray. Good on the 3-point shot. Johnson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And entering the league, Magic was an average shooter at best. Has worked extremely hard to improve that facet of his game.
Now here's Beal. Passes it to Bing. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Shooting 1.
Chris, you've been a commentator for the NBA Vegas Summer League. Amazing how much that event has grown.
Oh, how about this year? The Chinese, the Croatian national team. I mean, come on. It's just this is a global game, and we're bringing all of them to Vegas to let fans go up in there and watch them and watch rookies at a young, early age and see the best players. I mean, this is awesome. You got to love how forward-thinking the NBA is. This is really cool to watch.
It is. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Now Johnson. Outside DeRozan. Love right side. Out to DeRozan. From beyond the arc, another three for Philadelphia.
Terrific awareness from the skill forward. I mean, you love finding the wide open man.
Chicago calls timeout. They're ahead by 16. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And the 76ers making a change here. Anthony's checked in. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Here's Bing. He's guarded by Johnson. Bing, the pass to Howard. Howard draws the double. It's Butler that time on the assist by Howard. And it's 7 points for Caron Butler.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Chicago.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Dwight Howard.
Well, the best work he did came on the boards. Nobody could match his intensity. His rebounding played a big role in this win.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
Now here's Anthony. He kicks it to DeRozan. Back to Anthony. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From outside, off the mark.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
Here's Beal. D-Box with the block. Now the 76ers on the break. Here's DeRozan. Love outside. From the baseline. That's good on the jump shot.
This is what you like to see from Love. Great at being unselfish, a reliable passer.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A resounding victory for them. And Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd
The bustling city of Portland, Oregon. This is the backdrop for our broadcast setting tonight. It's an NBA afternoon game here on this Thursday. This is Kevin Harlan. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, when LaMarcus Aldridge left the Blazers for San Antonio in 2015, most expected a
Indeed, there is. Thanks, David. Look at Cleveland's starting group. We've got White, and it's Guerin in at the shooting guard. And for Portland, we've got Starks. Klay Thompson is out there with Pierce. Then there's West, and it's Sampson in at the 5 down low. Now here's White. That's tipped.
And Sampson literally takes away a part of the floor when he's out there. Don't even try to get shots off in his area, or that's what's going to happen.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Here's Tomjanovich. Cleveland moving it around. 5 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Fades and shoots. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And he's not going to miss many of those, especially that wide open.
No, he's automatic from the mid-range, and the defense knows that. It's a mistake to give up a shot like that.
Here's Thompson. They grab their own miss. And the basket by Pierce.
Pierce always been great at just getting into the heart of the defense. Feels real comfortable when he's in attack mode around the rim.
Well, Portland being up there in the PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, always means a lot of air miles. Matter of fact, they lead the league pretty much every year in distance travel. Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
And it's White missing. Brent, you talk about all that travel for the Blazers. That can wear you down.
Well, interesting. The Blazers have done some particular things off the floor for their players, bringing in UV lights into the locker rooms, coffee before the game. It's very much hipster Pacific Northwest.
Here's White. The Blazers getting the bucket, and that one drops.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
And that one, good.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Passes it to Haywood. Over Pierce. Haywood, no good. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Starks up top. Got a piece of it. Fires top of the key. That one's not going to go. And Cleveland will come the other way. Here's Guerin, defended by West. Outside, White. The pass to Tomjanovich. And here's Haywood. He's covered by Thompson. A 3. The shot missing. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Trailblazers up 2. And the second quarter will get up. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
Brent, if you were building an offensive system from scratch, what would be your favorite style of play?
I would really tend to lean on 3 guards that could handle the basketball, Kevin. Guys who can initiate plays from all over the floor and really look to find players that are smart about playing off the ball. We've combined 3 of those guys with the skill set, so one has it, and the other 2 are maneuvering around. They're going to cause so much commotion. They're going to cause so many breakdowns defensively within a possession that a multitude of playmaking players, that would be tremendous. And
Tough
all of
to
those
defend,
guys,
right? I mean,
yeah, but all those guys too, Kevin, on top of that, if we talked about their physical nature and stature, I would want guys that are 6'6", 6'7", and long, because when you get back to the other end, you want them to be able to coordinate and take up enough room defensively to cause some problems. But man, 3 guards, 3 long guards, and this is something that Phil Jackson relied on during the years when they won championships in Chicago. He always looked for long guards. Aside from Jordan and Pippen, there was the Ron Harpers of the world that helped accentuate what they could do on the perimeter.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. They've got Steven Adams. Kemba Walker is out there with Jones. Then it's Jaren Jackson. Here's Siakam. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
That's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Had a success rate from the line last year of about 78%.
And Cleveland making a change here. O'Neal's checked in.
Think about the Cavs and the 2 MVP awards that were won for that franchise. Of course, that was LeBron James in back-to-back seasons, both in 2009 and 2010.
Here's Walker. Got a piece of it. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Pass to Jackson. Over Rice. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Jackson. And then in 2013 with Miami, LeBron Brent finished 1 ballot shot, burning all the MVP votes.
We wouldn't see a unanimous MVP winner until Steph Curry did it in 2016. But just as impressive, if not more so, LeBron James with a total of 4 MVP trophies over a 5-year span.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's O'Neal. And the Cavaliers getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Outside, Batum misses off the right iron.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down now to just 3 in the basket from O'Neal. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Stolen by Jackson. O'Neal inside. Wallace covering. Outside, Jones. Stolen by Pierce. And now Portland on the break. Pierce is running and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They battled hard and... Thanks for joining us.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Pascal Siakam, guys, really making a difference here.
Yeah, there is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough game plans to slow him down. How do you guard a guy that good?
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Portland, we've got Pierce. Starks out there with West. Then it's Thompson, and it's Sampson in at the 5.
And a coaching hire by the Cavaliers that caught most off guard. John Beilein had led the Michigan Wolverines for 12 seasons, their all-time leader in coaching wins.
Well, there was also talk the year prior about John Beilein joining the Detroit Pistons organization, so finally making the jump to the NBA, where it's a much different challenge. It's going to be very interesting to see how it is that Coach Beilein implements a lot of his offensive schemes that were so successful in college.
Now, here is O'Neal. He's covered closely. Each year, so many coaching changes. Brent, do you feel they generally get too much blame when things go wrong?
I don't know if blame is the word, Kevin. That's just the easy out for a lot of organizations that want to make some changes. The main thing that's frustrating, I think, for the coaching fraternity is patience. You have to be realistic about the potential of your team and how much time it takes to grow what it is that coach's culture is all about. That's where teams sometimes lose out and give up on somebody a little bit early.
But these guys go into it eyes wide open.
Oh, there's no question about it. And really good coaches in the NBA know that it might not last all that long. So they're going to be who they are. That's who you want to hire. Hire a coach who knows exactly who he is, both coming in the door and walking away.
And that one's good by Pierce.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
White with it. Al Pierce defending. Trying to get open is Shaq. And White kicks to Hayward. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Guerin. That shot is off. Some solid defense right there from Starks. Thompson looking for an opening. That shot off.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
And it takes a lot to knock O'Neal off balance. A massive player who just fends off the D with ease.
Here's Sampson. Another shot. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
Yeah, almost impossible to keep Sampson off the boards, and even harder to prevent the putback. It's just not his size. It's his nose for the basketball along with tremendous quickness.
Here's Walker, still looking for his first bucket in this one. There's 57 seconds left to play in the third. The shot from the low post is good.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
West passes to Rice. Here's Sampson. Unable to get that one.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Feeds it to Jackson. Puts it up. Again, the Cavaliers score.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Trailblazers leading by 3. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. West. And he makes good on the layup. West has got 6 points.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
Here's Walker. It's Jones on the wing. Another 3 for Cleveland.
And Jones is known to be a deadly three-point shooter. A beautiful shooting motion there on those triples.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Portland out in front, up by 2. From Portland, we're back in a moment. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Sometimes it happens when the offense is struggling, but every now and then this helps with the offensive uptick right there. Great job of setting his teammate up.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, they've got Jones, and it's Shaq in at the center, locking down the middle. It's good from long range.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
West kicks to Wallace. The baseline J. That one a little long. Cavaliers leading. Pass to Guerin. Trying to get open is Hayward. Second chance effort. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. .143 left in the fourth quarter. Rice, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
There's the pass to Guerin. He kicks to O'Neal. Jones from outside. Good D by Thompson.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
West against Haywood. It's West with the drive. No good on the shot.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Shaq.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. He told them they have to pick it up. He said there's no time like the present, fellas. Embrace the moment, and let's take back this game. See what they can do, Kevin.
Here's White. Yes!
That's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Here's Starks. But they get it back. Here's Pierce out to West. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. And an intentional foul right there. – 19 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Cavaliers, JoJo White. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he ends up making the second, and that increases their lead to 6. Now a timeout called by Portland. They're behind by 6. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Still a sliver of hope.
Yeah, act fast, but without mistakes.
Pierce inside the three-point line. It's in! And now they trail by just 4.
And this is why Pierce is so special. A clutch scorer, and we've seen that in this game. Guy does not back down from the moment.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
It's the first, and that puts them up by 5. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Best passes to Starks. They get it back. Outside Pierce. For 3, West misses. And so it's Cleveland winning this one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that'll do it, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. And we'll see you next time.
welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The skyline of Orlando seen here during a gorgeous sunset. Quite a backdrop for our broadcast tonight. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, and thanks for joining us on this fine Thursday afternoon. This is Kevin Harlan and the Clippers starting five. We've got Johnson. Richmond is out there with Monroe. And then there's Antetokounmpo, and it's Dawkins in at the 5 spot. And for the Magic, Irving is out there with Bogues. Then there's Hernan Gomez, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the center position. Here's Hernan Gomez. Outside to Bogues. Stolen by Monroe. Now the pass to Johnson. Now Richmond. Hernan Gomez covering. Richmond no good.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Here's Bogues. Got a hand on it. Monroe against Irving. Monroe, the pass to Dawkins. Over Bogues. Dawkins, good. What great athleticism with both these teams. I mean, every move is so graceful, so skilled. I mean, majestic.
It is, Kevin. There's an explosiveness. There's this speed that is absolutely incredible to watch. Every possession up and down the floor could have the potential highlight reel.
Shot clock at 5. Irving kicks to Bogues. There's the triple. No good. Shot missing. And the Clippers will come the other way. Antetokounmpo finds Johnson. 1:35 left in the first quarter of the game. And the layup falls.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Monroe against Bogues. Here's Irving. The Magic again can't hit.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Knocked away and stolen by Bogues. The shot misses, and the Clippers will go the other way with it.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
And Greg, one of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Outside Irving. Richmond with the steal. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
And so it's Los Angeles going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their defense has been active and effective. Back to the action after this word. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
The offense firing on all cylinders. They dominated that first period.
That's exactly the start you want. You take complete command. Now you've got to maintain that focus.
And it's Bledsoe with the ball for the Clippers. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And the Clippers looking at who they've got. Bledsoe is out there with Michael Redd. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Eaton in at the 4 spot.
And the coaching carousel in Orlando for a few years has now become a point of stability.
Greg, there is no doubt Steve Clifford has done an amazing job in such a very short window of time. And that's after overcoming his own individual health concerns that forced him to take a 21-game leave of absence. What an incredible turnaround for the team and for Cliff himself.
On the wing, Irving. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
Well, watching Brook Lopez work on defense is a thing of beauty. This is one of the longest guys we have in the NBA.
Red's shot is right there. Red's got the lead up to 14 now for the Clippers.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Here's Webb. Offensive rebound. Pachulia. Good D by Lopez.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Bledsoe taking his time here. Here's Eaton. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Delgado's checked in, and Alex Abrinas subbed in for Irving. And then for the Clippers, Nurkic checked in for Lopez. And Thomas subbed in for Chris Middleton. Lock at 6. Webb the pass to Delgado. The Magic again can't hit. Clippers leading by 16. Passes to Thomas. Back to Bledsoe. And no good. And Orlando the other way now. 40 seconds left in the second quarter. Lynn against Bledsoe. To end the cold streak, it's tipped.
And having Eaton protecting the rim, that's about the same as building a brick wall around the basket. Just nothing gets over him. What an intimidator down low.
And here's Bledsoe. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Stripped away. Pass to Webb. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
First make of the day should finally give them a little confidence.
It's usually interesting. After a bit of a struggle, does the first bucket get you into a little rhythm now?
And so it's Los Angeles, sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. They've had such...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, well, the Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They lead by 14. Kenny, what's your take?
In terms of their offensive performance, that was a very well-played half of basketball. Good ball movement off the ball, hard screens being set, and they found the guy for the open look. That's how they were able to shoot such a tremendous percentage from the field. With that fluid, efficient.
And that does it for our half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Doris, you've seen a lot of the Golden State Warriors. You've covered their last 5 finals appearances, their 3 championships. Where do you think the Warriors rank all time?
Well, first of all, it's been a privilege to cover one of the great teams in NBA history. I do believe it's really hard to compare eras. Because if you think back to the 90s and the level of physicality that defenses were allowed to play with, you know, it's a drastically different game. It's played in much more open space. Steph Curry has completely changed the defensive geometry with his ability to shoot the basketball. But listen, for me, it's been a privilege to cover this great Warriors run.
You've got Irving. He's out there with Bogues. And it's Hernan Gomez in at center. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. So he gets them both. Here's Monroe. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pass to Johnson. On the wing, Giannis. Richmond outside. Over Hernan Gomez. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
You can see the evolution of Giannis as a passer. He's gotten good at thinking for himself and his teammates.
The pass to Abrinas. Over to the left wing. 6 to shoot. Johnson against Bogues. Ron Gomez trying to break free. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Pachulia, he's checked in for the Magic. The Clippers also making some changes. Lopez, he's checked in for Dawkins. And Middleton subbed in for Johnson. Passes it to Lopez. Richmond for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Richmond's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know this, Kevin. If you're open, you can count on Brook Lopez to find you. He uses his height to spot open teammates.
Here's Pachulia. No good there. Good D by Lopez.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Middleton looking it over. He feeds it to Richmond.
Just a physical bull is Richmond. Also, he has the explosiveness to go with the physicality. That's a good recipe for drawing fouls.
So for the Magic, Delgado's checked in, and Webb subbed in for Juan Hernan Gomez. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Clippers. Thomas comes in for Monroe. The Magic trail by 21. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Pachulia. Good on the shot. Pachulia's got his first 2 points.
Oh, extraordinary. Pachulia going all in and taking the defense to school on the finish there.
Here's Richmond. And good that time. And the Clippers lead by 21.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Just 5 on the clock. Pachulia kicks to Irving. Shoots. That one off the back iron and out.
I always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that, because it takes any chance at momentum away from your opponent.
It'll count. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Los Angeles with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll return shortly. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The Magic trail by 21. Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Johnson. Richmond is out there with Michael Redd. And it's Dawkins. And it's Eaton in at the 5. Here's Richmond. And Richmond with the stuff.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Pass to Abrinas. Kicks to Bull. Over Dawkins. Bull can't hit. Clippers leading by 23. Or sometimes what was once considered a negative becomes a positive. For example, tweeners are now looked at as very valuable assets and very versatile assets.
Yeah, Kev, no doubt. That, think about how much the game has changed for players like Draymond Green, who was so integral to the success of the Golden State Warriors. Here was a young guy who was considered at one point coming out of college for the power forward and center spot, too small to play the position. But as the NBA has downsized, as it's gotten smaller and faster, Draymond Green can be as important as any other player on a roster.
Monroe down low. 6 on the shot clock. Red with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. Red misses.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Pass to Abrinas. 1:33 left in the fourth quarter. Now Monroe.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Clippers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And his defense, so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort, you see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Red against Bogues. 5 on the clock. Red's shot is right there.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Just good, aggressive drive from him that time. Found a hole in the D and went straight to the rim.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Johnson outside.
At the line for the Clippers, Marcus Johnson, taking 2 shots.
And that one falls for Johnson. He hits both from the stripe. 16 seconds left in the game. Lynn with it. The rebound by Johnson. So the Clippers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. And for Memphis, a big point of emphasis: control the tempo, push.
The busy freeways of Los Angeles, a hallmark of this sprawling metropolis. We're coming to you from Southern California. Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. And the starting group for the Grizzlies. They've got Kyrie Irving. He's out there with Bird. And it's Kirilenko in at the 4 slot. And for Los Angeles, Towns is out there with Green. Then it's Mullen. Then there's Robertson. And it's Houston at the small forward. Now here's Robertson. A baseline J. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Fantastic backcourt facing off tonight in this one, Smitty. Let me ask you, do you think this is a guard-centric league right now?
Kevin, it is. And no matter how tall you are and what position, pretty much 90% of the guys now can dribble, they can pass, they can shoot. We have guys that are 7-footers that we're calling guards. And so I think right now this is a guard-oriented league.
Here's Robertson. Following the score by Andre Kirilenko.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Bird. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock.
Yeah, Bird never ceases to amaze. His ability to score with a hand in his his face, sometimes against multiple defenders. Really a testament to his focus and his talent.
Nice shot by Robertson.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Now, here is Irving. Wasted no time on that one.
Man, it is tough holding down Kyrie. Smooth release on that shot.
Down low. And Oscar Robertson, the bucket on the assist by Mullen. Robertson's got 6 points.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Here's Lever. Inside. Here's Sigma. Over Green. And it's Memphis with another.
And this team looking to get him the ball and get him in rhythm quickly.
Because he's someone that you lean on at the offensive end. Establish him early.
Now here's Towns. Back to Robertson. Outside, Towns. 6 to shoot. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
They now take the lead.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the contest. The free throw drops for Towns.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit.
Now here's Irving. From deep. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Leitner. Jerry Stackhouse is out there with Lowry. Then there's Sean Kemp, and it's Scott in at the 3.
An evolving part of Mitchell's game. The ability to simply catch and knock it down.
Back to Lowry. Pass to Kemp. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them. And last season, the Grizzlies increasing their rate of three-point attempts, but still bottom 6 in attempts and percentage.
This team needs more shooting. Shooting, shooting, shooting. The grit and grind era is over. Their offense has to be more dynamic.
Good work there as it goes.
That's what 7 feet 280 will do for you. Takes the hit and keeps right on going.
The 10-footer. And again, it's the Lakers.
They are just killing them on the interior.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. And fan heckling that crosses the line, Smitty. We saw the Utah Jazz ban someone for life. How can the NBA do a better job of protecting the players?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I think each organization, let's take our hat off to the Utah Jazz. They acted swiftly and quickly, and I love what they did. They banned the fan for life, and I think you got to get more of that. And also, I think, you know, as far as the NBA and also along with these teams, have some kind of pregame or, like you said, before the season starts, just to reinforcing and stating the rules.
Now Robertson Following the three-point attempt by Donovan Mitchell.
Can't be that easy for him. Got to body him up down low.
And you have other methods as well. You can deny or you can just front the post.
Now here's Simmons. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control. I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Lakers shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Some changes for the Lakers. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Leitner. And it's Draymond Green in for Kemp. Now here's Simmons. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Kirilenko trying to break loose. That one's in there. The Lakers lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Ben Simmons.
I admire Simmons' ability inside. That's where he's an elite finisher.
Robertson outside. And the pass to Towns. Back to Robertson. And the shot is long.
The defense is right there. Quality contest, and they threw him off his rhythm.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to a competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points. Thanks for joining us, folks.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Oscar Robertson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. We've got Bird. He's out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Sigma in at the center, locking down the middle. And it's Bird missing. And it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. The lead is 2. Last season, it seemed like Towns recommitted himself on the defensive end after facing some pretty significant criticism in that department.
You know, he looked like he was playing with a chip on his shoulder defensively. Towns has always had the capability to be a fantastic defender, and I'm really glad that he's focusing on that part of his game as an area to improve.
Adding to this lead, he's been dependable and consistent at the offensive end.
Jerry Stackhouse is checked in for the Lakers. Lowry comes in for Robertson. Wallace is checked in for Memphis. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Here's Irving. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Kyrie, an outstanding free throw shooter and very crafty, working himself to the line.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throws of this game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Irving. Los Angeles making a switch here. Kemp's checked in. Andre Drummond's checked in for the Grizzlies. Donovan Mitchell comes in for Bird. Both free throws good from Kyrie Irving.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Irving against Lowry. It's tipped. Passes it to Irving. Mitchell outside. Kicks it to Wallace. Pass to Irving. Hands it from downtown. Irving's got 8.
The thing about Kyrie, he has great natural balance when setting up for the jumper.
Lowry against Irving. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. Lakers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
In a discussion of great two-way players in this league, sometimes Lowry gets overlooked, and and that's a mistake.
And the Lakers making a change here. Scott's checked in, and Simmons, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Now here's Simmons. On the wing, Mitchell. The shot from 20 feet away. No good on that one, and it's the Lakers the other way. Kemp passes to Towns. Back to Kemp. Outside, Scott. Pass to Lowry. Shot clock at 6. The pass to Towns. Tipped away and stolen by Drummond. 20 feet out. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Very good anticipation. He has quick hands, and Andre snatching that one jumpstarts the fast break.
Simmons against Lowry. The feed now to Kemp. He kicks it to Stackhouse. Clock at 6. Lowry for 3. Hits the three-point bomb. He has 5.
Lowry, a guy who can do a little bit of everything for you, including stretching the floor.
Now Mitchell. From deep three-point range. Got the shot! He
Just
cut it!
no better feeling to be able to deliver in a moment like that.
Yeah. And you see his teammates love it. They love it.
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
I didn't think that shot had any chance of going in. Just shows you that anything can happen in this game.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Los Angeles on top. They're up by 2. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. J.J. Redick is out there with Robertson. Then there's Draymond Green. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Houston at the 3 spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Bird, the pass to Simmons. Here's the floater. He lays it in. Simmons got it all tied up now for the Grizzlies.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
Well within striking range. Now is when you have to lock in at both ends.
Now here's Robertson. Towns at the elbow. Back to Robertson. Robertson is double. Outside for Redick. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
Careless turnover. You lose focus for even a moment in this league. That's the result.
Mullins checked in for the Lakers. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Outside Irving. Here's Sigma. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
From Robertson. A putback.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Irving looking for an opening. No good from 18. And it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. A 2-point game. Plays it up and banks it in.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
And here's Irving. Over Green. They get the rebound. Sigma. Yes! And the foul. That one on Robertson.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
LA's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Here's Houston. Shot clock at 6. From deep. Grizzlies with the rebound.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
Robertson is double. Pass to Houston. Shoots it. It's good.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're down by 3. 23 seconds left to play in the final quarter. What do you think, guys?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
Also, interesting choice to be made right here. You need either a 3 or a quick 2 and a foul.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Taylor Jenkins just reviewed his plan with his team. He told them, hey, guys, this is a close game, but if we execute right here, I like our chances. There's no need for hero ball. Trust one another. Make the simple play. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Good!
Has anybody ever personified excellence in all areas of play the way that Larry Bird does? But more importantly, he's got that clutch G. Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And now we've got the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Huge shots. Tremendous job stepping up in a big way for them at the stripe.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're trailing by 3. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
Also, interesting choice to be made right here. You need either a 3 or a quick 2 and a foul.
There's 18 seconds left in the game. Irving with the ball. Three-pointer, Bird. Off target from downtown. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Known for defense and rebounding coming out of college, Draymond Green has surprised some scouts with his early production on the offensive end. There's the knockout blow. No chance of getting up off the canvas now.
Los Angeles calls timeout. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage